Mega Pokemon are making a comeback in a big way with the newly announced Mega Dimension DLC for Legends EA. So that had me thinking, what if the Regis got their own Megas? Hey everyone, Brandon here. If there's two things I like talking about on this channel, it's Regis and Megas. So let's begin with the first Regi in the Dex, Regirock, which when given the Regirockite, Mega evolves into Mega Regirock, a rock fire type, who I worked with Foongoos to create, as well as the rest of the Megas in this video. Check out their link in the description. Through Mega Evolution, Regirock channels the power of the burning sun itself. It will use the fireball above its head to incinerate all in its path. Yes, this video is just an excuse to make more dual-typed Regis, and I will not apologize. Anyway, to explain the design inspiration behind Mega Regirock, I first have to explain the group theme of all these Megas, because you know I'm a sucker for a good group theme. Originally, the Regis are all inspired by different ages or eras. The Stone Age, the Ice Age, the Bronze or Iron Age, the Dark Ages, the Modern Age, and the beginning of time. So Foongoos and I thought the group theme of these Megas could be the cradles of civilization. These are places across the world where human civilization first began springing forth. And wouldn't you know it, there just happens to be exactly 6 cradles recognized by scholars. So the cradle that Mega Regirock represents is that of ancient Egypt. Egypt is known for many things, but one of the most famous are hieroglyphs, one of the world's earliest recorded languages. Written language is one of the hallmarks of a cradle of civilization, and each of these Mega Regis also represents one of these hallmarks. So as you can clearly see, Mega Regirock has some unknown iconography on its forearms to reference this. Let me know in the comments if you can read what its arms say. The sun element and obelisk-esque head of Mega Regirock refers to the Egyptian sun god Ra. Stone obelisks were a prominent part of ancient Egyptian architecture and symbolized Ra. Their incredible height was designed to capture the first rays of sunlight, channeling divine energy and tracking the movement of the sun throughout the day. The obelisks also symbolized the pharaoh's connection to the divine. So Mega Regirock having ostensibly a mini sun above its head makes it connected to a divine fire of its own, brought about through the power of Mega Evolution. As far as movesets and abilities, Regirock learns a couple of fire-type moves through TM, with one of them being Sunny Day, which was very appropriate for this Mega, but I would supplement Fire Punch with other physical fire moves like Sacred Fire or Raging Fury. We could also give it the ability I've used in the past, Incinerate, which turns normal-type moves into the fire-type, and gives them a little boost. I would of course buff its defense stat to a solid 240, which would make it the highest defense stat in the franchise, passing Shuckle, Mega Aggron, and Mega Steelix by 10. I would then buff its attack and special defense by 30, making this thing a defensive wall with some decent attack power. And I want you to use your attack power to hit those like and subscribe buttons so you can continue to see videos just like this. So go down and hit those right now. Next in the Dex we have Regice. So when given the Regicite, which sounds remarkably like the word for killing royalty, Regice Mega evolves into Mega Regice, an ice fairy type. This titan of ice now also channels the power of powdery snow through Mega Evolution. This snow feels welcomingly soft to the touch, but even a single second of exposure to bare skin can result in extreme cases of frostbite. This elegant frozen golem having this snow scarf, long feet, and ski pole-esque appendages absolutely refers to skiing, but it also refers to a god found in ancient Peru known as the Staff God. The Caral Supe, also known as the Norte Chico civilization of Peru, is another one of the cradles of civilization. Iconography of the Staff God was found in the Norte Chico region of north-central Peru, with it dating back to 2250 BCE, making it the oldest known piece of religious iconography to be found in the Americas. There isn't much uniformity in depictions of the Staff God, but it is commonly displayed holding instruments of power. Sometimes those objects weren't even staves, appearing as shells instead. Nevertheless, the Staff God is an important part of Andean archaeology. So why add snow to this design, Mr. Fakemon guy? Well, for one, the Andes Mountains are one of the snowiest regions that is also close to a cradle, and for two, one of the main items of trade for the Norte Chico people was cotton, and it played an important role in their economy, as it was vital to the creation of fishing nets, as well as being used in textiles and textile technology. So with Mega Regice having this cotton-esque snow scarf, it represents another cradle hallmark of trade and economy, a necessary part of any growing civilization. So stat-wise, Mega Regice is basically going to be an inverse of Mega Regirock, raising its special defense by 40, then raising its special attack and defense stats by 30, making this a special wall to match Regirock's physical. It also has access to absolutely zero fairy-type moves, so we could give it access to moves like Moonblast and Dazzling Gleam. Then give it Pixelate, the already existing ability that makes normal type moves into the fairy type and boosts their power a bit. And you could boost the power of this channel by becoming a member. Membership helps me pay the artists I work with on these videos, all the while giving you perks like videos early, or even being credited for the creation of certain Pokemon on the channel. So go ahead and hit that join button to show some extra support. Rounding off the original Regi trio, we have Registeel, which when given the Registeelite, Mega evolves into Mega Registeel, a steel psychic type. The metal of Mega Registeel is so pure it is considered to be divine. It is said that touching the metal can cleanse you of any illness, though this has remained untested due to the rarity of this Mega in the wild. It can warp, twist, and stretch the metal parts of its body into unique shapes using the power of its mind, all without sacrificing the durability Registeel is known for. So the cradle of civilization that this Mega is inspired by is the Indus Valley civilization found in modern-day Pakistan and northwest India. This civilization was known for its developments in technology, urban planning, standardized brick sizes, and sophisticated sanitation systems. In Harappa, they even began development of new techniques of metallurgy and produced copper, bronze, lead, and tin, displaying advanced levels of engineering. All of this refers to the hallmark that this Mega represents: technological advancement. Naturally, all of this plays into Mega Registeel's partial psychic typing, but also in Hinduism there exists the Panchaloha, known as the 5 divine metal alloys: gold, silver, copper, iron, and tin or zinc, which you can see represented across the colors of Mega Registeel's design. It is believed wearing jewelry made of these alloys can bring balance in life, fortune, prosperity, self-confidence, and peace of mind. This design's multiple arms and crown-shaped head also pulls from Hindu gods such as Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma, further making this Pokemon a being of divine metal. As far as stats, Registeel is definitely a tank, so I want to maintain that, while giving it a bit of a boost to its attack stats so it isn't purely a damage taker, but can be a damage dealer as well. So we're going to spread that extra 100 BST evenly 4 ways across its attack, defense, special attack, and special defense, bringing its attack stats up to 100 and its defense stats up to 175, acting as a nice middle ground between Regirock and Regis. Registeel doesn't learn any attacking psychic type moves, so I would give it access to Psychic and Zen Headbutt, so it can utilize both its attack and special attack. Then I would give it the new ability, Contemplate, a psychic type version of the abilities we've given the Regis thus far. With that, let's move on to the Gen 8 Regis, starting with Regieleki. So when given the Regielekite, it Mega evolves into Mega Regieleki, an electric ground type. In this form, Regieleki's latent electrical power has grown even more potent. Therefore, it has naturally developed new restraints to keep itself from unleashing its voltaic might upon the planet. These restraints are inspired by and meant to look like rubber. Synthetic rubber is derived from petroleum, otherwise known as crude oil, which can be found within geological formations, hence the ground type. Mega Evolution is also a form of synthetic evolution, as the Pokemon isn't truly evolving, so that lines up well. The shape of the restraints is inspired by the world-famous stone heads of the Olmec civilization, with the Olmecs being known as the Mother Culture, being the first major civilization of Mesoamerica and a cradle in its own right. The rubber parts of this design are also meant to reference the Olmec, as they are thought of as the originators of what is known as the Mesoamerican ball game, an ancient ritualistic sport where competitors would try to hit a rubber ball into a ring only using their hips. Those who have seen the DreamWorks movie El Dorado are probably familiar with this game. This game is said to be inspired by a tale of Mayan gods. The pair of Hanhunapu and Vakubhanapu annoyed the gods of the underworld with their noisy playing, and the two brothers were tricked into descending into Xibalba, the underworld, where they were challenged to this ball game, resulting in Hanhunapu having his head cut off after losing. The more formal events of this game could lead to human sacrifice, assumptively with the losers being said sacrifice, in honor of the tale. The Olmec heads themselves are thought to be portraits of rulers, which are likely to have presided over these ball games, tying this whole concept together. This Mega, with its combination of ruler and games, is an example of the cradle hallmark of social stratification and societal norms. A huge part of culture and civilization are a set of rules or expectations, and rulers to command over them. Stats-wise, Regieleki's gotta go fast, with it having the highest speed stat in the franchise. So let's have it keep that title by buffing its speed stat by an extra 20. Then we can pump 30 each into its attack and special attack stats, and then 10 into its defense and special defense. This design gained more power at the cost of being more restrained, so buffing all its stats fairly evenly feels right. And shocker, pun intended, the electric-type Regi learns absolutely zero ground-type moves. So we'll give it access to Earthquake and Earth Power, and give it the new ability, Excavate. And by now, you should know what that does. And now for Regieleki's draconic other half, Regidrago. So when given the Regidragite, it Mega evolves into Mega Regidrago, a dragon water type. This Mega is said to bring powerful rainstorms with it. These storms have brought water to barren wastelands, saving the people and Pokemon within it. This draconic Mega acting as a rain god is a reference to Chinese dragons, or Longs, who were believed to bring about harmony and hold domain over the oceans, seas, and storms. The Charizard-like arms of Drago have been changed to reflect the look of a Long, and its body looks even more like one of the dragon pearls or balls those dragons were known to keep with them. Almighty Shenron! I wish for the person viewing this video to hit like and subscribe! Please go along with this bit, or I look really stupid. I mean, I look really stupid anyway, but that's beside the point. Anyway, this all means the cradle of civilization this Mega refers to is obviously China, with the Yellow River civilization. This civilization was majorly brought about due to their flood control and irrigation within the Yellow River floodplain, allowing them to develop cities and build political power. So of course, the hallmark that Mega Regidrago refers to is irrigation systems. This concept fit onto Regidrago so easily, it's perfect. And on top of all of that, one of the first cultures to come from this area was called the Longshan, which were known for their black pottery, just like the color of Drago's sculpturesque arms. Moving on to its stats, HP was regular Drago's main stat, and seeing as Megas never change that stat, we're going to pump a solid 40 into its attacking stats, and 10 each into its defensive stats. Blah blah blah, we give it Hydro Pump and Liquidation, blah blah, Hydrate, blah blah, normal type as water, you get it. It would of course also get access to Rain Dance due to its lore, and I considered giving it Drizzle as an ability, but wanted to keep everything uniform with these Megas. Last but certainly not least, we have the daddy of all the Regis, and my personal favorite legendary of all time, Regigigas. So when given the Regigigite, it Mega evolves into Mega Regigigas, a normal grass type. The energy of Mega Evolution has manifested as life and abundance that has overtaken this titan of creation. Legends speak of this form being the originator of agriculture in the Pokemon world. Naturally, pun intended, with Regigigas being the creator of the Regis, it should be inspired by what is considered to be the first civilization on Earth, Mesopotamia. This civilization, formed on the banks of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, allowed for an abundance of agriculture due to the easy access to water and irrigation. Which very clearly, Mega Regigigas' cradle hallmark is agriculture. Like, duh, look at it. The design itself is inspired by depictions of Babylonian protector deities like the Lamassu, with their faces often being modeled after rulers like Nebuchadnezzar II. I mean, as a fellow beard haver, I really enjoy Regigigas joining the crew and having a literal bushy beard. Also, to break the fourth wall a bit, with this being our third video on dual-typed Regis, Mega Regigigas makes it so we have a complete starter type trio of Regigigases. Regigigi? Regigigis? Pick your starter Gigas. Anyway, let's talk stats for this beast. Attack is clearly an all-star stat for this Pokemon, so let's buff that to 210, then give it a little extra bulk by throwing 25 into its defensive stats, which tracks for this design. And surprisingly enough, the Pokemon that has literal grass and bushes on itself learns 0 grass-type moves. So I would give it Leaf Blade and Power Whip, and the new ability, Cultivate, turning normal-type moves into the grass-type. And for one more last little secret group theme, the Regis were once worshipped as gods themselves, but at some point their power became feared and they were sealed away. So each of these Megas point to different deities in some way or another. Whether embodying them or simply referring to them, each has that element present, which is yet another hallmark for a cradle of civilization, some kind of religion or culture. But those are what some Mega Regis could look like. Let me know which one was your favorite. Thank you so much to our incredible members whose names you can see on screen for going that extra mile to support the channel, which you can also do by hitting that join button. Thanks so very much for watching, and I will see you all next time.